Hi, my name is Sherry Perkis, and I am doing a persuasive speech on video games and what children are actually playing. As a parent of 3 children, I feel that parents need to take more responsibility with the types of games they let their children play. I would like to talk about different video games, how video games can negatively impact children, and how some video games have positive impacts too, but what can we do as parents to assure our children are how we can look out for their well-being. So there are different types of video games. Every video game has an ESRB rating. They range from early childhood all the way up to mature. A mature video game rating is actually over 17. There are tons of video game systems on the market. Some newer ones on the market are the Xbox, the Wii, the PlayStation 3, computer games, the iPod, and also Leapster for children. There is a variety of different types of games, anywhere from puzzle games, even like when we were kids as Pac-Man, to Tetris. There's interactive games. The Wii has sports interactions, which are great games to get children up and motivated and get them, exercising and yet still playing video games. All the way to killing games. There are many different violent games on the market, and that's kind of what I would like to focus on, is why are we letting our children play these. So video games have negative effects on children. There's been many studies shown that these M-rated games, these violent games, increase aggressive thoughts in children. Many children have a decline in school achievement. Children that play these M-rated games are also engaged in more fights and are more confrontational to teachers. And also children get a negative a negative image of women. A lot of the M-rated games show women depicted as sex symbols or slaves. So children don't get the right aspect of how we should look at women. Video games can have some positive effects too. But first of all, I'd like to show you a chart that was done. This is the percentage of mature gaming to the non-mature gaming kids that are playing these. Here's a study for aggression and bullying. 51% of kids that play M games have been in a physical fight, whereas 28% of non-M gamers have been in a physical fight. So there's a big difference between, the aggressive games. So as I said, there are positive aspects of video games. They're extremely motivating. Kids want to play them. They are engaging. They want to do better. They want to play with their friends for competitiveness. And it improves the player's dexterity and computer literacy. Children play the computer, the iPod games, really have to work at those. They get more skills on the computer. They're able to, run apps on the iPods better than your traditional video game. So what can parents do to assure that their children are not being negatively affected by video games? Parents need to be aware of these ESRB ratings, but they also need to instill some restrictions. I mean, there's no reason that a 10-year-old or a 13-year-old is playing Call of Duty or Killzone. Those games are highly destructive. The language and the violence in them is appalling. And how can we as parents let our children play these and yet tell them not to be aggressive, to have good language skills, and to be respectful when they're sitting in front of the TV for hours and this is what they're subjecting themselves to. We need to have time limits. So many times I watch kids come into school who are absolutely exhausted, and their reason is they were up, 11, 12 o'clock at night playing video games. You need to monitor, or as parents, we need to monitor our child's media consumption. You need to watch what they're doing. If they have an iPod, they are online. They can go anywhere they want on the internet and see anything. And same with the PlayStation 3. You have internet access. You also have those forums and those group rooms where you can play games, online gaming, which are popular, but the language and stuff from them is not something I want my child subjected to. Talk to your children about games that they may or may not play. So those are some great tips, and thank you very much. I hope I convinced somebody out there to look at the labels on the games. Thank you.